few minutes.
Up to you, I don't know what my time frame was.
We have about 10 minutes to get questions. We have a few minutes to take some questions.
Pam, I have a question.
Yeah.
Can you speak to the, I'm Alex Katz, hello, I'm a new member of the club.
We love new members!
So, can you speak to the new FBI agent, who I just read about on Spencer's page, that's in charge of promoting the nice side of jihad, who's an official FBI agent in a jihad, and her job is to explain how wonderful jihad is through the FBI, and teaching other police organizations that they have to be just tolerant of that jihad. Is that real?
It is real. This is a continuation of Obama policy. If you recall, Obama ordered all counterterrorism materials scrubbed of jihadic doctrine, of Islam, all of it. Listen, I think Trump has a huge amount of work to do, but the FBI, this is under outreach. Okay, outreach. Now again, these are euphemisms, and when I say euphemisms, I mean, for example, when we were fighting the Ground Zero Mosque, and I told all my readers, go down to this meeting, and so the meeting was flooded. It was this room, and there were hundreds and hundreds of people, and everyone wanted to speak, and everyone had to put in a card with your name and why you wanted to speak. And I put Pamela Atta, and the reason I wanted to speak was outreach. Out of the hundreds and hundreds of people, I was called on second. Okay? You got to play the game. It's a chess game. You got to play to win. And by the way, none of the people that really came to speak spoke till 2, 3 in the morning. So this is under outreach, okay? This is what your children are getting. If you look at the encyclopedia, 1965, if you look up Islam, you will see a depiction, you will see a drawing of Muhammad. I know, I have it. I ran a photo of it in my book. And you see Muhammad, and it says, here is the prophet of Islam, Muhammad, with the 2 symbols of Islam, the Quran and the sword. Right. It's 1965. In 2000, that same encyclopedia, that's gone. That's before 9/11, so they've been working quietly for decades. Islam is a religion of peace, only engaging in warfare in defense of Islam. Right. What people don't understand is under Islam, you must convert everybody. And so if that person doesn't convert, if you don't convert, I'm on the defense now because you did something to me. What did you do to me? You didn't convert. Okay, I don't want to get too deep in the weeds. Yes?
I just want to make a quick comment that anyone who reads the Quran should be aware of the principle of abrogation.
Yes.
And after that, they should know what the key is.
If you're going to get the Quran, the best English translation is Dawood, D-A-W-O-O-D, Penguin Books. And what the gentleman is saying, and it's all Islamic jurisprudence. In the beginning, when Muhammad first had his visions, it was a religion of peace in the beginning. And he went to the Jews and he said, I'm a prophet and you have to recognize me, and I'm a prophet and you have to say that I'm a prophet. And the Jews said, you're not even a Jew. It's true. And he got very angry with the Jews, which is why in their daily prayers, 17 times a day, they curse the Christians and the Jews. They call the Jews the ones who have incurred the wrath, the worst wrath of Allah, and they call the Christians those who have gone astray. Meaning, you went astray from, I guess, Judaism, and then if you left Judaism, how come you don't come over here? So 17 times a day, they curse Christians and Jews in all seriousness. These are things that Americans do not know. And again, it's not against Muslims. There are Muslims that are secular that do not even know this is in their book. I'm talking about the ones that do know, and I don't have to pat on the back every Muslim that doesn't want to kill me. That is not required of me. My bar, that's my bar. Yeah?
Two questions. One is, I'm considering running for office.
Yeah.
If I did, would you be willing to come and help me do another Muhammad art exhibit?
It's a damn good question. Let me say this. It was supposed to be an annual exhibit. So why didn't it happen again? Because no venue would host it. They achieved their goal. They achieved their goal with the Muhammad art exhibit. I was blamed. listen, go online. You could see me arguing with everyone from, okay. I mean, so, it had the chill. I believe that the FBI gave the stand-down order. And that people would have been maybe, wounded or killed, and it would have had a chilling effect on freedom of speech. I think that's really why. Look, after Benghazi, what did they do? They blamed the First Amendment. The first political prisoner under Islamic law, Nabula, the filmmaker of that video that had maybe 50 views when they blamed. No, but it's really true. It had no views. It was one big, disgusting lie to blame the First Amendment for Benghazi. To blame our freedom. No one ever put it in that context, but that's exactly what happened. So my answer to you is, not your living room, okay? Because I'd like you to live to see another day in the living room. But if you can find a venue, I am happy to be your MC, your Merv Griffin, your Johnny Carson. All right. I'm game.
I have speeches that are probably worse than yours, okay? And if you look on my website, Tell the Truth News, I rewrote Patrick Henry's speech. I rewrote it.
Well, that's ballsy. I mean, I think Patrick Henry did a fine job. All right.
Another question, just one other question. That is, you and I spoke about this before, and I know you agree with the premise. But I just want to encourage you to change what you're saying and have everyone change and never call Islam a religion again. Do not.
But that's not true. Let me tell you, that's not true. It is a religion, but that is one component. It is a comprehensive system. It is a religion, it is a legal system.
Let me make my point.
You want to give other people?
We have to give other people, Scott, I'm sorry.
I said this one.
It is a theocracy that uses religion. Yes, religion is a part of
No
the
debates, Scott. We
Okay,
have to move on.
this young lady?
We gotta go.
What is your opinion of what happened at the Las Vegas massacre?
She wants to know my opinion on what happened in the Las Vegas massacre. A couple things. I've never seen a blackout like this. I've never seen an official blackout. I will say that I have not seen the Islamic State take credit for any event that wasn't theirs. I've never seen that. Even when a jet came down in Egypt, if you recall, a jet came down, a Russian jetliner, and ISIS took credit. And all law enforcement said, oh, yeah, they're just being opportunistic. And then the device was shown to be ISIS. It was like a soda can, right? And then, law enforcement, the geniuses said, oh, well, yeah, we were wrong. Even in the Philippines last summer, the Resorts World was a vicious attack, and they said it was ISIS, and law enforcement said it wasn't, and it turned out to be inspired by, if not directed by ISIS. I am deeply troubled by the lack of information.
Right.
I mean, they literally said his name was Al-Ameriki. They had a name for him. They said he converted to 6 months prior. They said we know that he was in the Middle East a couple of times.
Right.
We know. Not one reporter ever said, have you looked at the itinerary? Who did they meet with in the Middle East? Over 200 of his foreign financial transactions were flagged for covert terrorism financing. Not one reporter ever asked about that. Not one reporter ever said, do you know for a fact that this is not ISIS related? I do not know. I really don't. The 100,000 that he sent to the Philippines where MILF, and I'm not talking about mothers you'd like to whatever. I'm talking about the Moros. They've destroyed that country. Again, this is jihad you never hear about. His girlfriend was from there. India, in Thailand, the Philippines. And the Caucasus, right? What do they want? What do they want in Israel? What do they want in Thailand? What do they want in Chechnya? What are they? An Islamic State. So when they say, it wasn't ISIS related, what does that even mean? It's not ISIS related, or Al-Qaeda related, or Boko Haram related, or El-Shabaab related, or Hezbollah or Hamas related. It is the Islamic doctrine. It's not as if ISIS goes away and then we're safe. Were you safe because Al-Qaeda went away? It's just so stupid. Yeah,
One more
gentleman in the
question.
back.
I have a question. Are all these aid groups, are they funded, since the corporations fund the mainstream media, is this also funded by George Soros, the people on top that want to divide and conquer the people from within, because America will be destroyed from within. That's their philosophy.
It's interesting because
100%.
the Muslim brother...
Don't mention that.
yeah, Alex Jones, I have an issue with, so please, let's not get into Alex Jones. But you have a legitimate question. Muslim Brotherhood, their stated goal is to sabotage and destroy Western civilization from within by their own hand. That's what they said. So yes to that. Soros, in my opinion, is the black hand. You know, he is the most evil human being on the face of the earth. His money, if you look at it, his money comes from, and this is for decades, comes from prostitution. He has these huge fields, drugs, opiums all over the world. I mean, he's really a very scary, I mean, this is a man who told Steve Croft on 60 Minutes that when he was 14, 15 years old, you know, he was colluding with the Nazis. And they say he's Jewish. If he's Jewish, okay, I'm Indira Gandhi, okay? He left Judaism. I mean, he's not a Jew. I'm a Jew. I am a real Jew, okay? But I am. My point is, he said, you know, he would round up, he would confiscate the Jewish property. He said his days working with the Nazis were, quote, the happiest time of my life. And I ask you, A, how could you say that on 60 Minutes? Could you imagine if I said that on 60 Minutes? They create these boogeymen. Like all of a sudden, you notice how Richard Spencer is the leader of the new, not Robert, he deliberately picks somebody. Richard Spencer is the leader of the new neo-Nazi. Where the hell did he come from? Says who? He has no followers. Who decided? They decided. They decided to bigify Robert Spencer. Oh, if only they bigified Robert Spencer. Halavai. Bigify Richard Spencer. There is no such Nazi movement. Even Charlottesville was organized by an OWS, Occupy Wall Street. He was Occupy Wall Street the year before. Now all of a sudden he's a Nazi? I mean, they're playing games with you. The media is the enemy. The media. Remember that. They are destroying you. They need to destroy you. One more.
No, that's it. I'm sorry. Let's thank Pamela Geller. Pamela Geller, thank you so much for coming. She's going to be back here signing more books until it's closing time for this place.